in the church I was baptized in. We got a priest when I was a younger boy who did what we now call a recovation of the church. It's all better now, but took out all the statues, took out the communion rail, did all the awful things, I'm sure with great intention. But either way, the big thing was the tabernacle, which used to sit like where ours sit, was gone. And my aunt wrote the pastor a letter, and it was John 20, verse 13. And if you look it up, it's what you heard today. They have taken my Lord, and I don't know where they put him, which I think is one of the best things I've ever heard. If you look at, and I'm just geeky enough to have done this. I read a book about the census figures in the Roman Empire during the time of Jesus. And part of it was just a curiosity about a fact that you may pick up if you haven't before. There's like 6 names, and that's it. Well, what is that, right? Just in Jesus' group of 12, there's 2 Judases, there's 2 Simons, right? What is this? Well, boys in particular in the time of Jesus were all named after the sons of Mattathias Maccabee, a great general who drove the pagans out of Israel and liberated them to religious freedom. And it just seems like everybody named their boys after the great generals and priests from that family, Judas, Simon, etc. Now you get to the girl's name, and every girl was named Mary. If you look at the Roman census rolls, especially if, like, even in the year Jesus was born, Mary, 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 and of course they wrote Miriam, right? Miriam, Mary is the Latin. But, and I don't know why, but every girl was named Mary. And if you look at the Gospels, and people have spent years studying this, we have no idea, for the most part, which Mary they're talking about, unless they say Mary Magdalen, or Mary, the wife of Clopas, or Mary, the sister of John, or Mary, the sister of Lazarus, right? There's a million Marys running around. And when we talk about Mary Magdalene, then it becomes a little bit hard to pick out exactly what she did and what was her and what wasn't. But here's what we know. She was not the prostitute who anointed the feet of Jesus. That was a different Mary. And we know that she was the first one to see Jesus risen from the dead. And I think that's all we need to know, isn't it? She was the first one that the risen Jesus spoke to, and the first one to go tell the disciples, it ain't over. For you and I really mean this, it really struck me in this morning, I think we need to pray about our identity. Who are you? What defines you? Is it your job? Is it your skills? Is it your spouse? Is it your kids? Is it your past? What defines you is that Jesus is risen from the dead. And that when he rose from the dead, it's not just something he did for you, it's something he did to you. Heaven is a possibility for each of us here. And that defines us, because that's a much longer time period than anything we'll experience on this earth. Let Jesus define you, not the world and nothing else, but Jesus. This is your value and your worth. The Eucharist is a gift God decided you should receive. And if we allow him, he'll get us to heaven. That is your identity. And never let anything cloud that. Amen? Okay.